Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. So today's video format might be a little bit different, but I'll explain a little bit more about that later. But I wanted to ask you guys right off the bat for you to send me your OCs. So I'm gonna leave a hashtag both on the screen, in the description, and probably in a pinned comment. And please submit your OCs to that. Now, if you don't have any sort of social media or you find it a little bit more annoying to tag your drawings or whatever, then you can do that in the community viewer tab post thing. I know a lot of you guys have been using it recently, so I thought it'd be maybe a good idea for you guys to place your OCs there for me to draw. Now, please do not spam your OCs. I will disregard them if you do, so please keep it like to, let's say, 3 to 4 posts, or you can put as many OCs into one post as you can. I will pick a few to draw throughout this month alongside with character suggestions, which I will make a proper official post about for you guys to give me character suggestions. Yeah, I thought because like it's the month of December, feels like a gift giving month, and it's a way for me to give back to you guys. It's not going to be specifically for like content or videos per se, but I think some footage maybe, or if I have time, I might kind of combine them into a video at some point or record some of the process. But for the most part, I think I'm just going to draw them in my spare time and just submit them, send them to you, whichever is the easiest. Most likely I will also submit the final drawings in the community tab or some sort, because I know not everyone has like social media or want to post publicly on social media, so I think using the community tab might be a better way to do this. So I think that's it for now. Like I mentioned, I will make an official post about it probably when this video goes up as well, with further information about it. But for now, let's talk about what we are going to be doing today. I do not feel like I want to record my tablet or my iPad or whatever today. I don't know, I just feel very blah at the moment. So I thought it'd be fun to kind of treat this drawing session kind of like how I do my drawing streams. So I'm gonna hang out in the bottom right hand corner while we draw in chat. Obviously this is probably going to be like an edited down video, so it's not going to be like 3 to 4 hours long, so it's a little bit more digestible, but feel free to draw and hang out with me while we do that. Yeah, I think for the most part it's gonna be a real-time video in terms of like the footage. I will just edit it down like I mentioned. So let's go ahead and get started. I just thought maybe it'll be easier instead of having like a random sentient voice that I can just put my VTuber model on the screen for now. So I'll just be down here. Let's get my tablet asset. I will probably draw my own tablet asset at some point, but for now, we're just gonna leave it as this one since I've been using it for a few years. Plans for today. So I kind of want to treat this session as kind of like a doodling session or a sketch page. But I do have like a very particular person that I want to draw, which is going to be Alba Knox from CSP. And I want to draw his like most recent, I think it's the Concerto, the 8th anniversary live, because I'm super happy that he's going to be a part of it. So I want to do a little bit of drawing and doodling of that. But to kind of start off, also I feel like I'm sinking in my chair. So we might be just like messing around for the most part in Clip Studio Paint for today. Also, if you ever see that I'm like kind of facing downwards and then my eyes are closed the entire time, it's just that I'm looking at my tablet rather than like my phone camera. So hopefully that makes sense. I need to put music. I'm not like, I don't know what kind of person you guys are. I am not the type to be able to draw without like something playing. I don't like drawing in like pure silence unless I'm like doodling in my sketchbook and it's just like late at night with like dim lighting. So 2 things before we draw. 1, hand cream, because my lord, it's snowing today, or it's still snowing, and it's getting colder and colder and my hands get drier and drier. So hand cream first, otherwise I feel like I can never hold my drawing utensil when my hands are like super dry. Second thing, I popped in like a Halls in my mouth because I feel like I'm gonna get a sore throat from talking. I don't want that to come back. But let's get to some sort of doodling or drawing. I'm not I don't know. I haven't warmed up today, so I need to do a little bit of a warm up, I think. That's the plan to start off. And I mentioned earlier that because I'm gonna treat this as a sketch page, I don't know how much of this I'll end up like actually coloring, because I am in a very much like a sketching mood. So let's keep it simple first. I might have to look up a few poses later. It's been a while since I've drawn Alban. I think it's because like I kind of took a break from just like drawing VTubers in general. Because I've been mostly drawing Selwyn. But he's always been one of my favorites to draw. I think it doesn't help that he is one of my Oshis. I doodled him like a lot in my sketchbooks, especially. I think it's because like the color scheme and just like the value distribution in his whole entire outfits, they're really nice to work with. He has a good like amount of black, so I can do a lot of like inking or shading, and then he has like a lot of softer colors in other outfits, and I just like drawing him. I think he's just very adorable. I'm always like unsure because I feel like with the iPad, because you can see the entirety of my screen, that I feel like it's a little bit less dizzying whenever I keep like panning in and out or zooming in and out. So I do apologize that it's a bad habit that I have, but I don't know if it's better for me to have like a second view for you guys, or should I just leave it so I'm not like cluttering up more of my canvas space. I can tell that I'm a little rusty right now, but you know, nothing a little bit of liquefying doesn't fix. Also, I don't think I explained it too much. So like I said a little bit ago, that one of the reasons that I ended up just doing screen recording for today's like drawing session is because I was feeling a little bit blah recently. And I don't know if it's because it's the winter season. I don't think I get affected by sad. Basically like the weather and the fact that like there's less sunlight. But I just didn't really want to deal with like the glare and the reflection and trying to adjust my camera in a way that it was able to capture the screen. Especially for this tablet, because it's on the larger side, it's a bit harder for me to get one good focus without too much glare, or like the weird, I don't know what it's called. When cameras are capturing screens, it's not clear. You kind of see like those weird striations and colors and stuff. Hence why we're doing this for today. We're just gonna roughly draw out what we want. And then I'll either spruce it up by, because I'm using the Fugo pencil, I'll treat it like a traditional drawing and just like go a little bit more ham with the sketching and shading. Or we'll attempt line art and maybe do a little bit of coloring, because that could be fun too, since I am working Clip Studio Paint today instead of just doing my more painterly stuff on Procreate. I say painterly like is a very loose term. The thing I like about like character designs, especially like if they have like a very particularly specific look to them, being able to translate them into like, let's say idol outfits or like formal outfits, I think is always fun, because they get to keep like certain elements to their original look. I was also really happy. So like when I was hanging out with my friends, I think it was 2 weeks ago, we went to get like sukiyaki and we were just like playing some games earlier. My friend and me were talking a little bit about, she was like watching VTubers again, because she watched them like from time to time under my suggestion, because she does like listening to people play games and stuff in the background too. And I'm glad, because she was listening to Alban and Calyx as well, so I'm glad she's she likes the same ones that I do. And she agrees that Calyx is extremely endearing. What kind of type are you when you become like a fan of something? Are you a little bit gatekeepy about your favorites, or do you feel happier when people share the same favorite as you? I saw a post about this, about Infinite, like the K-pop group. And I know people do it in a very like joking manner, but like, let's pretend like this. If my OCs were like idols and your favorite was Masaki, but I say my favorite's also Masaki, are you like, no, pick someone else to like? Or do you be like, yay, we both like the same guy? Because I feel like being a fan and having a crush is like very different. Having a crush, I feel like some people might be more like gatekeepy versus like Oshi culture, fan culture, where maybe you share the same love for the same bias or Oshi or whoever your fan favorite is. So I'm very much not like gatekeepy when it comes towards like my bias. Obviously it's great like if you have different biases or like your favorites, especially when it comes to like merch and stuff, so that you can always trade and swap. But I like being a fan of like the entirety of something. So like I'm not disappointed or upset if I don't get like a specific person. So like even though I'm Wonu biased like 100%, and then my second would be Jonghan. But if I were to get like, let's say a different member, whatever random member it is, let's say it's SQ, because he's first on the age order, I wouldn't be upset. I would be extremely happy. Because I like 17 as a whole. Okay, I'm gonna liquefy it a little bit. And maybe we will do a little bit of like line art. But if that's the case, do I just sketch a bunch of things first? So I can do them all together? Maybe that's a better way. I always think like idol, concert, whatever it is, I always have fun drawing poses for them. Which is why I like making photo cards or idol cards. Well, this one's like roughly based off of a reference that I found. I don't know who this is, so I'll just save it so that I can link it in the description. But she kind of looks like Binny. Binny? Yeah, I think it's Binny from Oh My Girl. So I don't know. I don't like specifically talking about something so niche, I guess, as of recently. I don't want to isolate people, but I know some people don't mind like when I ramble about the things that I like, which I'm always thankful for. All I can say is that Alban, I feel like he's been my Oshi from day one of watching Noctics, and I don't know. I think it's because of his like cheerful demeanor. He's very hardworking, especially. And you can actually see like all his efforts go towards something, because you can see his improvement in like Japanese speaking, reading, just learning it, and then also his singing, because I know he wasn't the most confident in that. That's all I'll say. I don't know, I feel a little awkward sometimes gushing about people that are not like specifically characters. You know what I mean? Because like I understand that like livers and streamers and stuff, like to some extent, especially for like VTubers, you're playing up like a character, right? But there's still like a real person behind it. I feel like I gush more about like 2D characters or like characters that are not like I guess fictional. I guess I feel more comfortable because I'm not latching onto like a strange idea about like an actual real person, if that makes sense. He has such large sleeves, which I think is also very cute. Also, I know like sometimes my tracking is going to be a little bit strange. I don't know if it's like OBS and Streamlabs impeding with like VTube Studio, because oftentimes when I'm not recording and I'm looking at my model, it flows a little bit more easily. But like while I'm recording, I feel like the lip movements, the eyes, the head movement and stuff is just like slowly not lagging, but just like not registering, which kind of sucks. think a little bit later. I don't know if it'll be in this video. Maybe I'll do it in my sketchbook. I want to draw like all of his outfits. Whenever he had like an outfit reveal, I always say that I want to draw it and then I end up doodling and drawing it to some point, but I never finish it, so I'll never post it. So we'll see. I kind of want to finish some more artwork. It's been definitely more of a sketching mood because I'm in this, I don't know, just like a slower, how do you explain it? Mentality, in a way. I don't know if it's the holiday season and I don't really celebrate Christmas as like a tradition type of thing. Like sometimes me and friends do like small Christmas party. I do gift exchange with my 2 best friends. But like other than that, I don't really celebrate Christmas as like a big celebration. I do kind of just do a dinner with my parents and my brother. But because of that, I know like typically the Christmas season, people become like super busy, which I feel like makes sense. He's literally so cute. Also, I might do the trend video. I've talked about it in a live stream about like your favorite characters say something about you or whatever. It's like with that song called Sienna. And I think it's like all over TikTok, and I'm not on TikTok, so I actually don't know. But Instagram, I saw it. I always see it on YouTube. And then a few mutuals do it. And I kind of want to do the trend, but then I tried mapping out the characters that I feel like are my actual favorites, and I'm like, how much? Other than like Donna? Who else is my favorite? Natsume, maybe? And like, once again, I feel weird putting like livers, just like personally. I don't know. I'm gonna think about it. I did end up like sketching a little bit, but I don't know if I want to make like full illustrations for them. Or if I want to do just like sketches. Because I've seen a lot of people's other versions, and a lot of people do sketches, so I'm kind of compelled to do that too. Get her his giant collar here. He has seriously some of the cutest outfits, I swear. I know I said I wouldn't gush too much, but sometimes I can't help it. I do like these types of characters a lot. And I know one reason I dislike my line art specifically is because I don't give myself enough context when I sketch. But I'm doing it again. And I need to stop. But sometimes if I know I am going to be doing line art, I put such little effort in my sketch, which causes me more pain later. Even though I'm aware of it, I still do it. So let's see if I can fit maybe one more. But what do I want to do? I want to do like a really happy expression. We'll see how I feel with the line art. I know a part of me is going to like want to abandon it right away. But I have to keep telling myself that I should just do it and it doesn't matter because I might not post it. So no one, oh, you guys will see it. But the rest of my social media following what I guess is what I mean. Sometimes it feels very permanent, even though I know it's not when I post things to like, let's say Twitter or to Instagram. Even though I know it's not, like at any point I could pretend I never posted it and like delete it. I don't want to pose him. I didn't really think about this. I don't know if this makes sense with his collar. Because I had a piece that I did like somewhat recently. Let me see if I can show you guys. Of Clara. But if you zoom in really close, it's actually the Fugo pencil that I used for the line art. So I could do that again and keep it very loose. But like from far away it looks just like fairly clean line art. But coloring was a bit of a pain because it wasn't really like a... what do you call it? A solid fill? I'm gonna slowly get back into drawing my Oshis again. Especially Alban, because it's been... I don't know. I feel like I've lost a lot of my Oshis over the recent times. So I still want to be able to draw Alban while I still can. We'll put like text here or something. Okay, let's see what we can do. I actually really don't like my first sketch now. Time to experiment! Okay. I don't know what I want to use. Because part of me, I like a textured like pencil or pen, but then when it comes to like coloring and stuff, I feel like I like something that has like nothing. I downloaded some brushes too recently. I don't remember if I popped them in anywhere. Let's pop all these new ones into a new brush folder. I have like no rhyme or reason of how I organize things, and I always find myself not being able to find things anymore, which is really stupid. Oh, this one's fun. This one could be fun. It has kind of that same problem when it comes to like layer filling, but I kind of like it. I think maybe that's my problem too, but I always like the look of pencil a lot. This one's for like galaxies, which is kind of cool. Thought I can go back to my usuals and see what I have. Melty brush. I could use this one maybe. Let's try. I'll try with the melty brush. The fun thing about Clip Studio Paint is that I experiment in it more than I do in programs like Procreate. So I think for me, I need a second view. So I can kind of see what he looks like overall while I finish this a bit. And because I'm not following like super closely to my sketch sometimes, I like to make my sketch very dim. So whether or not I like this eye to keep it. So part of it also is because I rely on rendering and like overpainting, especially for something like the eyes, where that's how I kind of finish them. I don't remember. I think for Clara's piece, I did treat it very much like how I did my line art with just a pencil. It's more like a marker compared to like the G pen. Maybe I will use the stabilization. I set my stabilizer to 100. Because in Paint Tool Sai, I was always used to using my brush that I use for line art almost at like maximum. I think I used it on S6. If not, it was S7. Maybe it was on maximum. But like despite the stabilization being like very high, usually, at least in Paint Tool Sai, I was very quick at doing inking because I didn't have to redo too many of my lines with the help of high stabilization. But also, the thing I like about Clip Studio Paint too, compared to other programs, is the fact that there is a setting that you can use. So despite me having such a high stabilization, you can kind of see like the way that the line really lags behind my brush. I have this set. Oh, I'm blocking it. Oh, kind of barely. I have it set right here. So that if I do quick strokes, it doesn't do the lagging thing. So I can do like hatching or very quick strokes to fill in things if I really wanted to. Also should have made my canvas like humongous. I always think my inking brush is a little bit too big. Also, typically when I'm doing sketching, and it's very helpful when I'm doing line art since we're working with like smaller areas, I like to kind of like switch back and forth between toggling transparency and use that as like my eraser tool. So something that has like more of a solid look, or if you have like a specific texture that you want to kind of like keep, then I like using toggle transparency to kind of erase. I also do that for sketching too, so I don't have to constantly switch brushes. Also maybe like widen his mouth. Haven't used like Paint Tool Sign forever. I kind of want to like just revisit it. I used to use it purely for like a lot of my chibi artwork, pixel stuff, as well as like, what is it called? My notebook designs, because I like painting in it. I always forget like line art doesn't have to be like uber clean. So I don't know why I always treat it like that. Especially like from the artists that I really like. A lot of them do very quick, messy lines with very confident strokes. So it's like, it reads very clean from far away, but then as you get closer, you can see all like the different gaps. Because I really can't tell if this is like a coat situation with a hood or if it's just like a very thick collar. I was also gonna do like maybe another Pokemon sketching session because there's so many characters I still haven't drawn from that game that I really like. Like one is Emma, and I kind of want to paint Canary again because I hate how I drew her. Okay, we'll get his hand in here, and then after that, ooh, I made his coat a lot wider. Oopsies. Maybe I'll just do this on a separate layer, and we'll move the hand after. I don't know if I like this or not. I have to get over it. I don't know. Oh, I moved my sketch. I didn't move my lines. That makes more sense. There we go. Guys, I can't. I really don't want to do line work. Shh, nothing happened. Nothing happened, nothing happened. I didn't crash out, by the way. I love line art. Not crashing out. I love candy, but I think I need 20 or Pretty You in my brain right now, or Manse. Actually, what do I want to listen to? We're listening to 20. I need to like cleanse my brain. I'm pretty sure I talked about this several years ago, but there are certain 17 songs that instantly put me in a better mood, and 20 is one of them. And I talked about how Dogyam's smile, I forget which stage it is. It might be their debut stage. He's wearing like a purple, I think it's a purple sweater. He just smiles so brightly while singing 20. And his hair, I think, is like slicked back. That is engraved into my brain. Whether or not it's correct now, because it's been several years. It's been like 10 years. And if this is like an abrupt cut from something, I'll put my crash out at the end of the video. No one needs to see it, but if you make it this far, maybe you should. We'll just focus on trying to make Alban our cutest, coolest little guy ever. I don't know what happened. I think I had a crash out for like 20 minutes and now I'm like blacking out. No! Not only that, eventually, when this sessions is all said and done, I'm gonna draw him again. I think because of that, now I'm going like silent in my brain. Also, the context for my crash out, if I do end up putting it at the very end, but I have evidence of it here. Something happened. But yes, Pretty You, 20, Our Dawn is Hotter Than Day. Trying to think what else. What other songs do I listen to when I'm in like a pretty bad mental state? I guess like Infinite songs. Amazing, Real Story, and Julia. But all from like the Over the Top album. They occupy a space in my brain that I'll never let go. Is it because I dream so sheepishly? Is that my problem? I think I actually like it a little bit more now. Still wasn't too sure how chatty this video was gonna be. I think I finally mellowed out. Because I think, at least this drawing, I think is cute. I think I kind of fixed the other one, so I don't hate it as much. It's still not my favorite. It might be also... I just shouldn't render the inside of the eyes. Maybe that's why. I think, like, in the past, whenever I did eyes for anything that had anything to do with line art, I actually colored them completely black. Or whatever my line art color was at the time. Because I usually would paint over top of them. And for me, it was easier for me to visualize where the character was looking if I had like solid black eyes. Drawing the highlight and stuff like right away messes with my brain because it looks like they're looking in that direction, which is not the case. That should be where your light source is. I think I've told this story before. There's like a market or kind of like a one-day anime convention in my city. But they also hold like a K-pop event. Kind of like the same format, so it's like Artist Alley, but it's like K-pop focused. Now, because it was my first time tabling at that event, it was like one of the first times I had like a full-blown existential crisis kind of meltdown. I was literally sitting on like the deck floor in my parents' like living room area. It's not even like a living room, I don't even know what you call it, but it's like a giant empty space. So I had my grid set up, or like my table set up just there on the floor. And while I was looking at the stuff, I literally sat there. I started like weirdly just getting really sweaty, and I'm just sitting there and like overheating. And I was spiraling in my brain. And literally at the end of that, I was like, yep, I'm not going tomorrow. Cause like the next day was the event. And I'm like, yep, I'm just not gonna go. This is it. And then I snapped out of it. Kind of like in over my head, where it's like convincing myself I won't be able to do something, or I am really nervous about something because I do have social anxiety. But that was like very close to me actually just doing like a no-show to an event, which would have been very, very bad. Since I won't be able to lower the other one, or raise the other one, I guess. So I'm gonna change this a little bit because I think the collar portion doesn't make sense. So it might be more like this. Also, I feel like for line art, I might add like more strands than usual because I can. Otherwise, like while I'm doing sketching, it appears a little bit more messy until I get to do painting, and then I kind of clean up the edges. And then at the very end, I can add like flyaways or extra hair strands. I think it doesn't help that I tried widening his eyes a bit more to give him more of like a shocked expression, but like even just dropping in the pupils like this gives me a better idea of what the eyes are potentially gonna look like. So I quickly stretch. Okay, I think I'm in a better mood, so I'm gonna switch songs again. Okay, but I think we're ready for color, which is kind of exciting to a certain extent, and we will forget about all of this. You can see that there's some areas that are gonna be, oops. Some areas that are gonna be not filled because I have a lot of open areas where the line art isn't closed. Also, a lot of like 17's Japanese songs I adore so much. Because even like Hitori Janai gives me a lot of serotonin. And I know this is like kind of a benefit of just having clean line art. Otherwise you can always just manually paint it in, which is not a problem either. Unless you dread that step, which sometimes I do. So I'm gonna alpha lock this. I can go back to filling these in. I mean, even at the very end, if I don't really like it, we can always just paint over it. That's like the benefit of just painting over stuff. So for coloring and just like painting in general, I switch between the G-Pen and my Clover brush. Which I don't remember if I still post into my descriptions whenever I do use it in Clips Video Paint, but that's what I've been liking for the most part for coloring. But honestly, like, China Line for 17 released such good songs this year. I really like the one that June did at the very beginning of the year. That one I do play quite a bit as well. A little highlight. This is what I'm talking about. I feel like I am losing my voice a little bit. I don't want to overdo it. Because my problem sometimes whenever I do painting for skin, sometimes I think I overdo it and simpler would look a little bit cleaner. Get this purple into some areas. I might add the blue as well. Looks like a purpley blue. He's looking cute. My problem will be the eyes. Because one thing I like, we're still working on, regardless, even if it's just for like experimenting or anything like that, is always the hair. I really need a shortcut. I don't know if there is a way to toggle not transparency, alpha locking and unalpha locking layers. Because sometimes, I don't know if it's just my accuracy of where I'm pressing. It doesn't register sometimes. Clover paint, I think is what I called it. And then I have another brush that I use sometimes, which is technically the Jing Sketches painting brush, but it doesn't behave the same way, but I do use them kind of like interchangeably sometimes. the brush that I currently use. So I'm gonna make the upper lash line fairly dark. Same with his pupil. So I'm kind of rendering eyes as I usually do. And then adding our band of color at the very top. So I'm kind of pleased with the fact that I didn't abandon this too quickly. Sometimes I'll do this where I'll choose a super bright color so that we can find all the areas that don't actually have the colors present. Imagine if Alban had orange hair. This part's the most boring. Just trying to fill in all the little gaps here and there. So I think we're almost done. Trying to catch all these little edges. Okay, then we can revert his hair back to a more appropriate color. And we can just start airbrushing. So I like to airbrush the general shape as well as just the general colors that I want. So I know that this side of the hair and then this side, I want it to be darker. I want to add the skin tone. Oh, I missed a whole chunk of his hair now I'm looking at it. But I like adding the skin tone to the bangs or anything that's coming in contact near the face. Just painting things. I will probably do overpainting afterwards for this. Not exactly like over the line art per se. But just to mesh and merge a few areas together. Because sometimes it's easier to lay down your shadows and then chip away where you know your highlights are gonna be. Okay. For the most part, I'm gonna be okay with what this looks like right now. So next thing, whoops, is highlights. Another song I really like from 17 that puts me in a good mood is My My. That one's cute. Because I generally think they have like a fun time performing it too. Because it's more of a cheerful, kind of happier-ish song. I'll quickly do this one. So kind of the same thing. Once I start to merge the layers, I will be able to kind of fix this up a little bit more. And then for our multiply layer, I'll also alpha lock it so that we can change the color a little bit here and there. So I'm gonna add a tinge of purple because I think that always looks nice when you have like brown hair. This way I can kind of just, well, make sure this is alpha locked. Okay, I took way too long of a break. But I'm noticing some things. I didn't really clean this up too much, so we're just gonna quickly do that because I realized I left it pretty bare bones. I also might keep these ones a little bit more simple. Like, not quite sketch level, but it just doesn't have to be like fully rendered in a sense. After 2 of my Oshis graduated within the same year, kind of took a step back from just watching as many livers as closely. I think The only difference is that like I did watch more of By the Beat. I might even add more of the skin tone back into the hair. Still give it more of that softer look, I guess. Let's quickly do this side and then we'll just move on to the clothing. Because like I mentioned, I don't think I'm gonna spend awful lot of amount of time trying to like fully render these. Oh, I just realized I was using a different brush. My Clover brush is a little bit softer than the other one that I was using, which I think makes it a little bit easier for me to paint in the way that I want to. Add a little bit more of that skin tone back in. I think I realized I don't really listen to Mingyu's solo song that much. It's not really my type of song. But hearing it again, I kind of like it a little bit more and more. Because I'm such like a ballad type of person, or like pop, or like cutesy songs, or R&B. Our orange here. Just gonna grab and try to fill in all of these areas. And we can add multiply layer and kind of like do the same thing. Multiply layer, addition layer, and then later on I might adjust it with hue and saturation and or use overlays, airbrushing, and then I will kind of paint it all together, I guess. I'm not like in love with these drawings, I just don't hate them at this point. Oops. Clear. I think I want to use something slightly more vibrant. This'll work. Oops. Let's go this way. Once again, I'm just gonna merge these down. I definitely want to redo the drawings. I want to do something similar to this one probably later on. We're also going to adjust the lines at some point. I know this is probably more like of a fancier type of thing, but I always love this kind of like plush material. Because I know like jackets have these, cushions, couches. I think this is like another reason why I feel like I can kind of make do without line art, as long as I have a good sketch, because I really do like overpainting and just like fleshing things out, rendering, all of that kind of stuff. But I think nonetheless, rendering and painting and coloring, I do enjoy it a lot. Even though sketching will always be my number one for the art process, but this is also fun because I get to play around with colors and shapes and it's also just like my accuracy. I don't know if it's my calibration. I go out of the lines a lot more. I could just paint over them like this. Because I think this is what I did for Clara. It just made everything look a little bit softer without having it look too strange when I use a lighter color to make it look soft. So I could do that right away. Where the heck was this going? forgot. Let's paint over it. Bold to the oranges. I don't know how. Some colors I don't know how to make like look vibrant enough without making it look too like muddy. I guess might be the way how I want to describe it. Red is also a color I struggle with, so I often lean towards using something like a purple. But like I said, I don't hate these drawings. I think I was able to salvage this one a little bit more. This one still being my favorite. It just makes me more determined to do more drawings of Alban because I don't think I did him justice per se, especially for the outfit, because that's like one thing I really love about this particular look is his outfit. It's kind of like one of those things, like certain things, you don't need to make them super clean for it to be considered like finished. You know what I mean? I say that like you don't have to be as, what is it called? Clean with your application and like your rendering and all that stuff, as long as you can make sense of it, I guess. But I think what am I trying to say? I don't think I'm that type of person. Because I feel like people who can do that are very much like very good at being also just loose with the way they express or show color and stuff, or line work or shapes. Because in my brain it always tells me like, hey, you should clean that up so it looks more polished. Because the amount of times I've also just like missed clicking something, it's kind of crazy. Thought or maybe I need to change my nib. But I feel like this one's still like somewhat fresh, so it shouldn't be needing anything to be changed. Let's make these dark. Also make the inside of these lighter. Oops, I'm trying to find, where's that brush? It's in here. I think these are for like effects. I think this is kind of fun to do. It kind of corrects it like a heck of a lot. So what I'm gonna do is copy this entire folder, merge. Let's see if this even works. It's kind of not gonna work too well since the background is not included, so maybe I could also include this. Quickly blur. Do a quick erase near the face, and then I'll just lower the intensity where the opacity is, so you just get like a slight hazy look. If you guys can tell or not. Not too strong, but a bit of like a rim lighting situation here, and you tell that I'm low-key trying to salvage this a bit. Like that. We'll do overlay. This a lot darker. Make this part warmer, and then we'll just dim it. Yeah, I think that's it for today's little doodle. Oh, not a doodle. I am not going to call these doodles because they're not. But little kind of drawing session of Alban. Also change. just exit out of these so you guys can actually properly see what we worked on today. I don't know. I think it was just fun to play around. I know I can do line art. Now I'm thinking my problem is like I just dislike coloring my line art too. The time lapse. One, I always forget, but two, I was thinking that I was not gonna record what I was gonna be drawing for this thing for today's video. I thought I was gonna be doing something else, but I kind of scrapped that as well. But I think for now, I'm gonna get going and I'll talk to you guys next time in the next video. But I will quickly throw up that post into hopefully the community so that you guys can suggest some OCs as well as some character suggestions in that post below. And I'll talk to you guys next time in the next video. Bye!